What's up, guys? Mark Fleetwood here, and welcome back to the Daily Grind Trader. Today, we're going to do a checkup on my account in Binance for 1 month of trading. Stay tuned. Want to find out how I've been doing. Alright, guys, let's get the obvious out of the way first. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. This is just a chronicling of the trades that I have made and the things that I use, the indicators that I use, and the tools that I use to make said trades. Do your own due diligence and make up your own minds. Alright, I am super stoked, super proud to say that in 1 month, I am up 180%. And I will go through each and every trade that I made, the mistakes, the stop losses that have hit, and getting out early or getting out too early, and then getting out early enough on things that weren't really moving so that I could put my money into things that were moving better. So the 180% is, of course, saying right now that what I am currently holding is not going to tank. I mean, this could drop as I'm making the video. It could go down 5% or 10% as I'm making the video. Who knows? But as of right now, things are looking really good. Starting out, Harmony. I traded Harmony, one of my first trades. Looking at that again to buy back into it. I sold that way too early. I made 23% off of it, but I sold it way too early. If I would have held it like a week, it would have been like a 3x investment. It would have been like 150% or 200. No, actually, it would have been like a 300% investment on that. So the 23% looks minuscule, but it was still a positive trade at the time. So I can take it, but looking back, I probably should have held. The indicators weren't showing overbought. And at that point, I was getting in. I wasn't really knowing what I was doing, and I thought, hey, I made 23%. Let's get out. Hindsight now, that was probably one of my worst moves. I bought in at 5 cents and I sold at 6.75 cents. And yeah, it went up to 15. So yeah, that was positive, but again, it wasn't smart. It wasn't the best trade I could have made it, but it was the first thing I did. Algo, I made 11% on that. Matic, 4%, another really early sell-off. Sold that way too early. Mana made 12%, but again, that 12% was shorted because of the fact that I bought at the wrong point on the Fibonacci extension the first time. I had to average myself down. If you remember, that was like my first or second video was my blunder on the Fibonacci, and it hurt. It cost me probably an additional 10%. All right, guys. Two that I really couldn't hold on to any longer and got stop loss, and I wish I would have. Well, I can't say I wish I would have. At the time, it was the right move to get rid of it. I lost Ethereum Classic, lost 15%, and Zen, I lost 7%. Both of those coins had long consolidation phases, but I also bought in at the wrong time. I did not wait for a trigger. I bought in at a percentage on a retracement percentage, but there was no indicator there to say that it was actually a good time to buy. And that was prior to me really putting everything together. Prior to me saying, this is the percentage I want to buy at, but it's likely to run sideways for a little bit because the RSI is still really high, the MACD is still really high, it's still way above the 7-day moving average or the 25-day moving average. It hasn't come down and made a convergence yet. So those were mistakes that I made. On two coins that right now are way up compared to where I bought and sold them at. I could honestly be up about 40% on both of those coins. So two massive mistakes. My biggest hit was KNC. I sold at 54% profit. Band is currently sitting at 21% profit for me. IOTA at 27%. I just sold XLM at a 21% profit. XLM I held for a good amount of time during the sideways trading. It didn't hit a stop loss. It didn't gain anything enough to really sell and justify a sell. And I was holding such a small amount of it that it didn't hold enough of my capital, my liquidity, for me to really worry about. It was just something I was holding on to until it hit. And again, my candlestick pattern video, as I was making the candlestick triggers and showing you guys the triggers, I had mentioned, oh wow, XLM looks like it's about to go off. It looks like this is about to hit a run up, and it ran 28% yesterday. There was a 20% uptick on XLM. Let me take a look at that real quick for you. It's still hovering above 50 cents. I sold at 50. I didn't quite hit the peak. I was hoping that it would go a little bit higher than what it did. It topped out at 54, 54.9. Yeah, it topped out at 54.9. So once it got to above 53, I put a trailing stop loss at 50 cents, and then was hoping for it to get up to about 58, and then I was going to manually sell it there at 58 if it did make it that high. However, it topped out at 54 and sold back down pretty quickly. So I hit my trailing stop loss at 50 cents, so no problem. I bought in way back, where did I buy it? Man, it's been a while. I think it was somewhere around here, around 41 cents. I think it was around here at 41, and it stuck down. This should have stop lost me if I had one set, but this is also the candle that triggered me to hold on to it and say this is going to move. This is going to move up. But it reached overbought. It's likely going to retrace a little bit and probably still go up. It's probably going to test this all-time high again. But I didn't have enough in it to make it worth my while holding. And I had like $10 or $11 into it. Bought it at like 10.50 and sold it like 13, something along that line. The 21%, 21% increase. Again, like I said, KNC was a big one at 54. IOTA currently sitting at 27. Binance sitting at 21. I'm still holding both of those. I'm still holding ADA. ADA is killing me because I'm holding a lot of it, and it's sitting at a 4% gain right now. I need ADA to move. It's one that's been a struggle for me to keep looking at and seeing this sideways kind of consolidation thing. Let me clear these. I did get in. So I averaged myself down. I initially bought at the wrong point. I initially bought early, around 120. I bought here. I thought this was going to be the bottom. I thought it was going to tick back up pretty quickly. It did not, obviously. And then I bought more at 105. Then I set a stop loss at $1. I thought, buy at 105, kind of double down on ADA, and set at $1 stop loss. If I lose, but I think it's going to go back up. If this thing gets up to like $1.30, $1.35, I'm out. I think it has a good long-term potential, but I need my funds freed up from this. BAN making a happy little run up. BAN really actually went up a lot today or yesterday. It had a lot of movement. It finished not very much higher than it opened, but it got up to 885 or 1885. I think we move up. I think this is going to be a slow choppy kind of grind up build. But I think it's going to be pretty solid. I think we're going to get one more nice big push, and then we're going to be above $20 shortly. All right. So those are coins that I've bought and sold, and the percentages I made. Overall, as we currently sit, I am at 180% profit, but that could change, like I said, very quickly. So BAN just went up a little bit. Yeah, still 180. But back to the trade window. So I catch up on yesterday. or yesterday's video. H bar has crossed the 7, crossed under the 25 as I expected it to do today. I set a limit order. I'm hoping to get in at 30.8 cents. It's been a support that's been hit the past 3 candles. I think it'll hit again. I'm hoping that it will. I'm hoping this candle will come down a little bit before it pumps, because I believe that the majority of sell pressure is done. I believe this will be getting in at the very bottom for this particular retrace and uptick. So I'm hoping I can get in a little bit cheaper than where we're at now, but if it looks like the momentum's starting to really pump up and the volume comes up, I might buy in around 32 cents, but I'm really looking to get it at 30.8. One, again, I talked about one. I was in before. I think this goes at least, I think worst case scenario for me, that this goes sideways for a couple of days and we get closer to a convergence between the 25 and 7 day. Actually, I'm sorry, I think that's the best case scenario. I honestly, I'm starting to not see this go down much more to touch the 25. But I can still be hopeful. I'd like to be able to get in here around 15 even. Actually, kind of very similar, and yeah, 15 even is been wicked all 3 days, I think. Yeah, so that's where I would set a buy order at right now for 15 even, and see if I can get another wick there. Again, that would be pretty much by the end of this day. By tomorrow, that 15 even would be pretty much right on the 7 day moving average, or 25 day moving average, which is currently at 14.7. That'd be very close to touching the 25 day moving average, which would typically cause a little bit of a bump up. Typically want to bounce off the 25 day moving average, so I could see that definitely being the case there. Ravens killing me. It pumped a little bit today, but didn't really go anywhere. I think it broke 20 cents again and it sold right back down. It was almost an immediate buy sell scenario where it got to 21, 21.3 for the high, and then closed back at 19.5, and then we're sitting at 19 even here, so we'll likely touch this 18-cent resistance again, or support again, and be trading in this same little channel. I don't see a whole lot here. I don't know what's going on with this. I can't figure this out. Maybe to do something like XLM did, where over the next day or two, we might have a really big hammer form where it drops down and tests this 15-cent resistance or support. That would be the best case scenario, is to have some type of a big trigger happen, because right now we haven't had anything. It's just been kind of price action. Just hoping to keep bouncing off of these supports, and then the 50 day, hoping to get a bounce off the 50 day. We did, but we'll touch it again within the next 2 days if this still holds at 18 cents. 50 days right at 18, so yeah, it'll likely touch again. We'll have a big convergence of all 3 moving averages. We're still trading under the 25, and then that kind of looks like a resistance here to have wicked and not stayed a body above it, which is getting to be kind of scary, to be having the 25 day become a resistance. Looks like the start of a downtrend. So we'll see. Raven may stop loss. I think I'm going to set a stop loss around 17.5. If it drops below that, it's a small loss, but I'm not into it too deep either. That's another one where it's $10 or $11, just hoping for a quick spike and get in and get out. All right, guys. So it's looking like that's gonna be the video today. It's it's been a blast making these videos and kind of putting stuff out there, and just opening up to the point, or in a sense that if I'm wrong, it's out there. If I'm right, it's out there. Either way, good or bad, know that I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'll own it. I will definitely own my mistakes, but as of now, much more positive than negative. A couple nail biters, but much more positive than negative. And all the feedback, guys, thank you for the positive feedback, the positive comments, all the likes and subscribes. It really does mean a lot. And also, I think I've made a decision where I'm going to stick to crypto. I had no responses, nothing about the standard stock market as far as anybody wanting that. And to be honest with you, I'm probably going to pull money out of the standard stock market and just add to my crypto bankroll, because it's hard to keep track of both at the same time. For me, with full-time job and other responsibilities, it's really hard to keep track of both at the same time. So I think I'll stick to crypto, and that way I can do it at night, do overnights. The market runs 24 hours. It's just much more convenient and much more compelling to me to be able to run the 24-hour market. It fits my schedule better. So with that being said, guys, you know the drill. Until next time, peace.